The storyline of salvation, the fulfillment of the Old and New Testament in the life of the appointed Son of God, Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. Why we need salvation. Once a man is appointed to die, then judgment. We need to use our own freedom of choice to go to heaven or hell. Pastor Apollo Quiboloy preaches about repentance, the will of God, to obey the will of God. The creation, God created everything, the universe, by spoken word. God created man in his own image and formed man from the dust. And God blew air into the nostril of the man, and man became a living soul, implanted the spirit of obedience. They received the sonship and kingship, dominion over all God's creation. The Father and Son relationship, sonship and kingship. And the devil came into the scene and stole God's creation. Instead of us receiving the spirit of obedience, we receive the spirit of disobedience. All have sinned and come short with the glory of God. Cursed, driven out of the Garden of Eden, and the promise of redemption. The enmity between good and evil. Salvation rule on the Jewish age. The calling of Abraham and Isaac. Jacob, the 12 sons of Jacob. Moses, the deliverer. God's message to Pharaoh, to let my people go from the bondage of slavery in Egypt. Now, Moses, moving structure tabernacle, and still the Jewish nation stays stiff-necked. They rejected God as king. They want a human king. Saul, David, Solomon built the permanent structure. But this is the shadow of things to come. Still, temporary arrangement. Still, they did not produce a son, and they need a deliverer. The begotten Son of God. For God so loved the world that he gave his begotten Son, and whosoever believe on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Jesus Christ, the perfect model. The temptation of Jesus Christ. He won, and victoriously he took back again what was lost in the Garden of Eden. Came to his own, and his own received him not. They rejected the Messiah. He must pay the price. Without shedding of blood, there is no redemption. Jesus Christ offered the sonship and kingship by means of repentance, but the Jewish nation rejected the spiritual component. Instead, they crucified the Messiah. It is finished. The work of redemption is finished, but still it must be continued. The fall of Lucifer, the devil. And now, the destruction of the temple. 70 AD, Titus General burned the temple. Through Paul the Apostle, salvation now entered, offered to the Gentiles.
The parable of the growing seed, the life of Jesus Christ, from faith to faith, from Catholic faith, Protestant faith, oneness faith, until we go to the final kernel, the seed faith,
until we come in the unity of faith, the full structure and measure, the knowledge of the Son of God. And this good gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to all the nations, and the end shall come. The kingdom nation is here, reaching out 200 countries, 2,000 cities all over the globe. Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, the appointed Son of God, is here, producing sons and daughters all over the globe, patterned after the image of His appointed Son. This is now the day of the Lord, the birth of the kingdom nation. Since April 13, 2005, the kingdom is here. The new Jerusalem is the fulfillment of Genesis 3:15, the final bruising of the head of the serpent, the kingship of the Son, the birth of the kingdom nation. This is now the day of the Lord, the Alpha and Omega. This is the judgment to all the wicked, but rejoicing to all sons and daughters all over the globe. Come, enter into the ark of your salvation. This is the moment of time. This is the whole point of salvation, the whole point why we are here, the whole point why all Bible studies are become in vain in your life if you don't come to conclusion. A son and a daughter of the Father Almighty, like the appointed Son of God, Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy.